All right, Oval fans, we are back a lot sooner than, seriously, it hasn't even been a full month. The last episode was September 14th, and here we are back on October the 12th. So this is the Season 3 premiere, An Eye for an Eye. And I think this was a pretty decent to okay opening for the season. I don't think it was spectacular. I think it did a decent enough job picking up where we left off, as well as establishing some of the story beats for what's to come as the season progresses. So I think I feel pretty confident by giving this episode a 7 out of 10. Like I said, it really didn't blow me away. It was more so set up and it picked up where we left off. But before moving forward in the video, please take a moment to hit the thumbs up button to show you like it, because the more interactions on the video, the more YouTube decides, hey, maybe we need to get this video out for people to see it. As well as subscribing. I'm pretty sure that a majority of the people watching this video have not subscribed to the channel, but if you hit the subscribe button, you help me reach 200,000 subscribers, and we're so close, and I want to make it before the end of the year if possible. And follow me on social media. Links are in the description box below. So let's go ahead, and this episode was pretty straightforward. Now, the Secret Service agents managed to get Hunter and Victoria, from outside into the White House and into the Oval. And the blood on Hunter's hand, it was just as I predicted. It wasn't his blood, but someone else's. And I think the name was Agent Horse, or House Horse, that was actually killed. And Victoria and Hunter just take shots at each other, no pun intended, with all the agents in attendance and Donald. Even Hunter and Donald are trying to stop Victoria, but the thing is, Hunter won't let Sam check him. Hey sir, I just need to make sure you're okay. No, I got it. So part of me is like, is this Hunter, still upset about the whole Sam's banging my wife, that's why I don't want him to touch me? Or is it like, look, I'm absolutely fine, it's not my blood, I'm okay, I just want to find out what's going on. Sam make sure the other agents are, checking the perimeter to make sure everything is secure. And even though Victoria wants to go upstairs, she can't, because the perimeter needs to be checked. And the person who actually shot at them has been captured, and Hunter wants to see them right away because they took a shot at the president and he wants to meet them ASAP. So he also wants to see the press secretary immediately to handle this mess, and Victoria scoffs, thinking that it has something to do with, look, we just had a attempt on our heads and you're worried about effing the press secretary. And then he makes a jab at Sam because she wants to go upstairs, but then he gets a bit forceful. Ma'am, I'm not going to tell you again, you can't go upstairs. And it's like, wow, how do you get her in line like that? So the penis jokes come into in regards to Victoria saying, oh, Sam's bigger than you, what about you, Donald? You know a lot of things about big penises, don't you? And then Hunter is surprisingly oblivious to the fact that Donald's gay, because Victoria just keeps throwing shade. And wow, just like your Aunt Harvey, huh? And then Hunter's like, fine, you know what, get her out of here. So Sam takes her away, and I don't know, he just says, Donald, why does she keep saying that about, I don't know, sir, she just tries to get under my skin, but it doesn't work. So then Hunter wants a drink, but then the agent's like, sir, you can't go near the windows. But the windows are, barred up, and they're like, no, it doesn't matter, you can't go. Look, I just need a drink. It's like, look, I can't. It's like, do you want to get fired? Look, sir, you can't do it. What about a promotion? Hey, you want to be a hero? I'll give you a medal if you give me a drink. Can you imagine that, if that guy went over there and got Hunter a drink, a cocktail or whatever, to help the edge off, and he gets like what's it called, the Congressional Medal of Honor? That would be, Hunter is the kind of president that would do that kind of thing. All right, so then we go over to Kareem and Sharon at the pharmacy. It's late at night though. They're there to get her purse. I'm trying to make sure the continuity makes sense, because I don't think it really does when you think about it, because if I'm not mistaken, you had Dale and Sharon who were at the pharmacy, and then they go over to the White House because they needed to talk to Richard, if I'm not mistaken, not Sam. Yeah, Richard, about the whole Rakadouchi thing. And then from there, they go over to the compound with Richard before getting run off the road, and then they wound up in the hospital. And then after that, that's when she checks out of the hospital, and she chews out Kareem over, going at it with Barry in the elevator, because like, wait, did you just propose because Barry was there and you wanted to beat him to the punch? So the only way this would work is if she didn't take her purse with her when her and Dale went to the White House. I guess they just threw in that line to have an excuse for them to go to the pharmacy to find Dale, because Kareem is back on it. He's literally Gary. He's back to being an asshole because, Sharon, put her foot down and, oh yeah, you need to learn how to be a better judge of character, because Kareem is pissed off. Why isn't Dale at the front? Somebody probably robbed this place. Why isn't he here? And he's just in his attitude. But then Sharon finds him bleeding out on the floor, so I guess it's safe to say that Frida clearly didn't see him after he got shot, because Sharon had to go around the counter to find that he was there. And if you go back to when Vince shot him or filled him with bullets, you would notice that Dale didn't just fall backwards. He literally kind of, after taking the first couple of bullets, kind of fell back, like he took a few steps back and then fell. So it was like he would have been far behind the counter. But then also the blood, you could have seen it if you walked into the store and it's like, wait, what's that red stuff coming out from behind the entrance of the counter? I don't know, but Frida clearly didn't see it. So she calls 911. All right, so then we go over to Ellie and Alan at their apartment, and I don't really care about these two. But Alan doesn't want to leave because of the fact that, well, Jason might show up and he's nervous for her. It isn't just a whole control thing, but he does mention, look, my name is still on the lease. But then she's like, fine, why don't I just leave? And he's just a Kareem. He's just a full-up asshole. It's like, you're trash, Ellie. Messing around with him. Did you tell Hunter about this situation? I want him dead. And I'm just like, well, to be fair, Jason did tell you how to kill him, but you just wouldn't do it. So I don't know. Then her phone rings. Like, wait, is that him? And then, he takes her phone, but then his phone rings. And I believe that's probably Donald calling him. And then Ellie takes his phone. And due to the circumstances of the assassination, they both have to rush back to the White House immediately. So the White House is declared secure by security, and Donald and Hunter chat real quick about it. He thinks that Victoria's dad has something to do with it because of that call that he made while they were on their way back home, and he wants him dead ASAP. Donald's like, well, the man's dying. Well, I want it done sooner. And he's like, don't jump to conclusions. We don't know it was him that wanted this taken care of. Kyle, this is probably one of the funniest moments of the episode. Kyle rushes in and he just checks on down. Oh, are you okay? Are you okay? And then Hunter's like, yeah, I'm sitting right here. I'm okay too. Oh, sorry, sir. Where were you at? And then Donald's like, well, no, he was off for the night. So, again, Hunter wants to see the shooter immediately, and he mentions something about a sniper. And I don't know if that was in regards to the person trying to shoot them, or if it's about getting things arranged to kill off Victoria's father that night. I don't know. We go over to Priscilla and Nancy, and she comes over to chat. I mean, I'm kind of on Nancy's side here. Like, Priscilla, something's obviously wrong. You say you want to come over here to talk, but then you don't want to tell me what's wrong. But either way, she wanted a strong drink. She reveals it's the first lady that Sam's banging, and how she went off on the job. She doesn't care. She's working there anymore, but she wants a divorce. And Nancy vouches for Sam's love for Priscilla. And even though I get where Priscilla's coming from, look, I'm not the biggest Nancy fan. It's easy to say, you know what, she just tries to manipulate people even though she's wrong. But I do feel like Priscilla was not handling Nancy's advice correctly. Because, oh, wait, you're on his side because you did foul just like Sam. But it's like, well, yeah, I did wrong, but either way, I know I still love my husband, just like I know Sam still loves you. And even whether or not you agree with Nancy, you have to agree that Priscilla should take a moment to really think about the divorce as opposed to getting it done right then and there. Because my whole thing in this is Priscilla has never taken a second to think, wait, what was it that I did that may have led to this? That's just my opinion. And she mentions how this is twice she's did this. So I think that she's probably mentioning the time that he left her for somebody else before they got married. And then this thing with Victoria, because they've only had sex, or basically an a session one time. She probably still counts the time that, she gave him head or whatever. I don't know. But this is Priscilla we're talking about. And in the midst of their conversation, they overhear the news about the assassination attempt and the fact that an agent is dead. So they both freak out. Priscilla leaves in a hurry. And, Nancy tries to call Richard to get some information on this. And we get to the most out of place moments of the episode. Now, I don't know why. I get it. You need to fill in the runtime, but I think you could have done something better with this. I did not like Jason at all in this episode. He was just kind of there. First of all, is it just me, or does he look taller? I don't know why, but I think the actor Daniel, I don't know, did he have a growth spurt over the hiatus or something, when they did the film? Because I swear he looks taller. Or it could be because Alonzo, aka Agent White, is shorter than, a lot of other people. I don't know. But in any case, he's trying to be... Oh, yeah, sorry, I forgot to mention, when they were in the Oval, Sam says the first son is secure. And then Victoria's like, oh, that little bastard. But Alonzo escorts, Jason to his room because it's secure so he can go upstairs. But then Jason... Again, I don't know what the point of all this was, but he just starts, hey, who are you? How long have you been working here? Are you married? Can I see a picture of your wife? Do you think my sister's attractive? And Alonzo's like, what? Sir, that's inappropriate. What's going on? So how old is this stuff in here? What about this table? Oh, it's been here for decades, over 100 years. And so what's the weirdest thing you've seen what's the wildest thing you saw in the White House? What's going on? Again, I don't know the point of this. So he just starts to masturbate or jerk off on the table, but then again, it is clear that he does not do that, because once we take another wide shot of the table, there's nothing on it. But I don't want to even think, you know what, no. So he decides to smack Alonzo in the face with the hand that he did the dirty deed. And Alonzo, I'm just sitting there the whole time like, what's the job description of Secret Service? Because, Jason was all about being restrained and all. Like, bro, are you... Do you like it when men do that to you? Like, I mean, what the hell? If this was a female agent, that would be different. And I'm not saying I would want it to be a female, but I'm talking in terms of the context of the character of Jason that we know so far. Because the way he was acting in this scene was completely unnecessary, and I don't know why it was done, and that's one of the reasons why this episode didn't get a higher score than a 7. Seriously, I don't know the point of this. It's just like when he was walking around, touching himself when he got to Alan's office, for example. I don't get it. So, Blakely, Max, and Bobby all arrive to a little hideout because, they hear sirens in the distance. DC is in turmoil right now. But here's the thing. Bobby was not the shooter. Somebody else did it. Before he even got there, he's like, hey, check the timeline. Look at when the news reports came out and everything. This happened before I made it to the White House. So then they decide, okay, we got to call Sam and Martin. But then Blakely's like, not on that line. So they decide not to call Sam, which makes no sense, because if Sam's at the White House in the midst of a crisis, it wouldn't be the best move to call. So Bobby's like, look, I'll call Martin. So then, Blakely checks on Max because he's like, are you okay? Yeah. Are you okay? Yeah. But I think I couldn't make out what Max was saying. I was trying so hard to listen. I rewatched the scene a couple times. Well, 4 times actually. I think he was probably freaking out because, remember, the shootout with Kyle that just happened and he got away from could have been PTSD, because, remember, he and Kyle got into it in season 1. And then he lost that fight when he took multiple bullets to the chest and was left for dead. So I feel like him being in that shootout with Kyle probably brought back, trauma from that situation. But if you heard clearly what Max said to Blakely, let me know. And she's like, well, yeah, don't let that, stop you, because the skill's still there. You still got it. Yeah, you were great too. Okay, well, screw you. I think that's what she said. I really couldn't make out what was said in this scene. But then Bobby's like, look, I can't get through. And it's like, that's not a good sign. They can't get through to Martin, so they decide to leave. And Bobby asks Max if it's true that Kyle has his son. And Max is like, no, it can't be true because my son is, secure somewhere. But obviously Kyle did get the son, so I guess Max just doesn't know. Yeah, this scene really kind of, I don't know. This part of the episode kind of just confused me. Alright, so then we go over to Donald and Kyle. They just recap the fact that Max and company got away, which we still don't know how they knew where Max was to begin with. And Kyle might be ready to take out Hunter because Donald talks about how he wants to take out his father-in-law. And yeah, I mean, well, damn. Yeah, it's pretty clear that Kyle's like, hey, you know what? If is it time, let me know. They would take out Hunter. Holy shit. But he also mentions the fact that he knew that Vince came and he's like, I don't want him around here because he's jealous. But then Donald alludes to the fact that Vince went to see Dale. He didn't confirm or deny. But, Kyle rushes off. So we go over to Sam and Victoria, who leads her upstairs, and she hugs him, and, he doesn't reciprocate. And she notices he has a hard on because he tries to close his jacket, but she's like, hey, I know you want me, not your wife. And the way she was like biting her lip and everything, shit, and then inviting him to, try to seduce him, lead him to the bedroom and everything. But then Jason and Alonzo come up there, and Alonzo is sent away, and she pretty much, Victoria's like just scoffs again because Jason's like, hey, are you here to mess around with Sam again? Oh yeah, guess what? I told your wife about your affair and everything. So he's like, oh yeah, you make the ugliest sex faces, and then he just leaves. And then when Victoria's like, look, I'll take you up on that offer to get some rest. So then Alonzo shows up like, sir, can I please be taken off the detail? Because this SOB is crazy. He tried to, pleasure himself on one of the tables, and then he touched my face after he was finished. And if he does it again, I will break his neck. So he's like, I'll talk with the chief of staff to get somebody else to do it. Okay, thank you, sir. I was like, Alonzo should have taken his ass out. Okay, so Barry can't find the Rakadushi. He's riding around with that crew he was with or hired. And I'm like, this actually makes sense because he was in the back of a van. How would you even know where they are? And then Richard calls him like, look, get your ass back home. The feds are working on the Rakadushi compound, so you can't go. And the dude's pissed off because he wants the money. And he's like, look, my daughter's missing. My bad. Yeah, honestly, that makes a lot of sense. You wouldn't know where they are. So, Dale is carried out of the pharmacy on a stretcher as Sharon and Kareem are reeling from the experience. Kyle randomly shows up, and Kareem's like, sir, what are you doing? We're closed. And it's like, do you know what happened? Who did this? What happened? Sir, we're closed. And before he can leave, Sharon asks like, who are you? What's your name? What you doing? Where you at? Sorry. Silk Sonic. But basically, she's trying to interrogate him, but Kyle just leaves, and Kareem, at first I'm like, Kareem, are you jealous again? But no, Sharon breaks it down like, wait. Remember that guy who was in the security footage when Dale was being harassed, like that truck that wouldn't let him leave? What if that's the same guy? So Sharon's wondering if this guy, Kyle, is the same guy that, may have shot Dale. But then again, the way that he rushed in, it wouldn't make sense if, I don't know. So they decide to lock up the pharmacy and check on Dale because Sharon does break it down. It's like, look, nothing was stolen. Dale was just shot. So something is fishy about this. So when he gets to his ride, Kyle calls Donald and says that he's coming to the White House to handle Donald. He's like, ooh, come here with that fire because I know you did it. So then we go over to Richard and Nancy. I like this scene. I like it. I get it. Some people like Nancy is ridiculous thinking Richard should just get over it and yada, yada, yada. But I like the scene because it took up just enough time. It didn't stay too long. We didn't have too much back and forth. Nancy got to the point, Richard, I ain't got time for your attitude. Where's Barry? What's going on at the White House? The president assassination. Wait, you gotta go? Yeah, I'm senior staff. I gotta go in. And he tries to be stubborn about it. It's like, look, I've already got your suit laid out and I made you a snack. I got your dinner set up. It's in the plate. All you got to do is heat it up. And Richard's like, oh, okay. Again, I like this. We didn't need 5 minutes of back and forth. I'm going to keep loving you, Richard. I don't want anything to do with you, woman. No, this scene, it didn't expire. It stayed on screen just long enough to get the story moving. the story moving forward, and I loved it. Short, sweet, to the point. Let's go on. Then the final scene. This was kind of a weak ending, if you ask me, just because again, Jason was just so, I don't know. So, you know, Victoria's having like a glass of wine before she goes to bed, and Jason creeps up. I mean, it was funny how he popped up his head like a damn gopher. I think my favorite Jason creep moment was when Hunter and Victoria weren't in the bathroom, and Jason popped up from behind the tub. That shit was funny as hell. What the hell, Jason? Okay, so do I scare you? And then it's like, where's Gail? The same place you're going. And he's like, I'm going to prevent that from happening. And I hate you. I hate you too. You're evil just like your mom. Like, no, nobody could be as bad as her. And it's like, yeah, you should have seen the look on her face as I squeezed the life out of her. And then, you know, Victoria barks at him to leave and go to bed. And he leaves. And I got to get rid of that little bastard. Why didn't you, Victoria? I mean, please don't tell me this entire season is like, look, you're going. No, I'm not. Like, either you get rid of him or you don't. I think we got more than enough Jason last season. I think we should bench him for a little while, because this episode was just a waste of his character. Because if he's just around to be crazy without a purpose, it's stupid. So there we go. That was essentially an eye for an eye. Obviously, the title and the reference to Hunter's like, look, you know, somebody came for me. I want to come for them. Who was the actual shooter? Maybe we'll find out soon enough. But that's really all I got to say about the episode. I thought it was a pretty decent start to the season. It wasn't great, but I thought it was okay. Definitely set up for what's to come. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you want to donate to the channel, feel free to do so on PayPal or Cash App. And with that being said, folks, I will catch you in the next video.